Okay, I am returning. If you don't know what is what I am doing here is basically practicing English with this video. I'm using this video. You can saw this video if you are interested and don't want to see how I am practicing English. And basically, I am here. I finished the page 5, continue with the page 6. Okay, and I'm going to continue. While main are on the hand, that is essentially a energy, and so that if you understand that, especially focusing on the carbohydrates because it's just water. They make and I've tried it only once and I will never do it again. They're incredible brave. I don't know how they do it. They make a fermented lipid extraction which accomplish separation of the polar solvents, but the way they do it is they take seal blubber, seal, seal, okay, seal. It's don't use highlighting. Yeah, I'm recording. Seal blubber. Okay, I could understand that. That's essentially the energy, and that if you understand that, especially using on the carbohydrates because that's water they make. And I tried it, and I've tried it only once. I will never do it again. They're incredible brave. I don't know how they do it. They can make fermented lipid extraction which accomplish the separation of the polar solvents, but the way they do it is they take steel blubber, okay, steel blubber. I suppose that it is equal to in this team. They take a raw steel blubber, they throw, they throw, throw or through,
throw,
throw, throw, throw. They throw it in a bucket. They add the sugar in there, and then they let in it ferment at room temperature, temperature,
temperature,
temperature is room temperature 6 months for months. They in the corner of their
vivienda,
dwelling,
dwelling, in a corner of their dwelling. Dwelling is oh, dwelling,
dwelling,
dwelling, dwelling, dwelling, dwelling. And after 6 months, I beat, a beat that is so funky. It's so funky. It's one of the words meaning that tasting things I, I've ever had in my entire life, but it's what they use to avoid cancer because it has a lipid extract in it. So that's why they've always used to deal with not only internal and digestive issues, but as well as for skin. They take that and just rub. and just rub that directly on the skin if they get discolorations or what they believed prior to modern medicine coming along and telling them what a melanoma or squamous cell melanoma if that melanoma is cancer. To so image, yeah, melanoma or squamous cell, squamous, squamous, squamous,
Squamous.
squamous is different. Squamous, 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 squamous cell. Okay, it seems cancer, squamous cell, or carcinoma. Okay, and there are different ways of measure cancer. Squamous cell. Mm-hmm. Okay, basically a cancer. Squamous cell carcinoma diagnosis, skin cancer. Okay, squamous cell carcinoma was it is a weird hot wrap chaga oil oil on it, and they also make a soap splash, soap, oh, soap, soap,
Soap.
soap, soap slash shampoo out of if they if they use for their hair, they making a burnt making a burnt charcoal base and mixing that with the oil we essentially make a swapping conditioner, and then they'll take some of these smaller chunks, well that have already been processed, well that have already been processed into a tea, broken broken down, broken broken
Broken.
and broken down. They they'll sieve that off and use those add to their dog food. Helps the dogs have larger leathers,
Litters.
leathers, leathers, larger leathers, and healthier weight. How this how does chaga compare to other mushrooms? So we've been involved in a study with a few doctors out of Texas. Uh, the lead doctor was Stephen Barnell, and Dr. Herb Rich was his secondary on the study. And we test 10 different mushroom extractions against 10 different cancer cell lines in vitro. And so our child extract will ask reishi, reishi, triterpenes. Our child extract as extract will ask reishi with terpenes and most of the other. No, were no mushrooms like tiger oil, oil,
Tail.
tail, tiger tail, shiitake, maitake, and taste, taste,
Tested.
and test different fuck, and tested those things in a range against the 10 types of cancer. And what we found in that test was the chaga was the most effective against 6 of the 10 cancer cell lines and was additionally effective against others. Was additionally effective against 2 others. So it works against 8 of the 10 types of cancer cells that they tested again. But what was more effective against 2 of them was reishi. And so the reishi mushroom was more effective against 2 types of cancer, and that specifically, specifically, yes,
specifically,
specifically, all of those were cancer that are more specific to women. Some of them being uterine, uterine, uterine,
uterine,
uterine, uterine, and the others being a HER2 positive breast cancer. But China had some effective, effectiveness,
effectiveness,
on some effectiveness against those. Reishi just beat it out. There was no other mushroom that was more effective against any other except for one. That was target, 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 targetoid, targetoid, oil,
tail,
tail, tail, tail. I need to tail, target tail, target, target tail, okay, tail, tail. Okay, it is another mushroom. Target, target, target tail. Difficult to pronounce for me. Target tail versus lung cancer. Okay, I need to read it again. Dr. was Stephen Arnhill and Dr. Fredge was his secondary on the study, and we tested 10 different extractions against 10 different cells types in vitro and our child extract as well as reishi, terpenes, and most of the others with no mushrooms like turkey tail, itake, maitake, and tested those of 10 in a range. Okay, interesting part for me. I will wait, but I am going to wait a moment to read more because I believe that the highlight will extend. May take and uh, test those 10 in a range against the 10 types of cancer, and that we found is that test was the child was the most effective in 6 cancer cell lines and was cancer cell
lines,
lines was additionally effective against 2 others. So it works against 8 of the 10 types of cancer cells that they tested it against. But what was more but was but what was more effective against 2 of them was reishi. And the reishi mushroom was more effective against types of cancer, and that especially both of those were cancer E and are cancer more specifically to women. I need to highlight this More specifically, to women, one of them being uterine and the other being ER, E, E, HER2 positive breast cancer. Saga had some effectiveness against those, but she just it out. There was not there was not other mushroom that was more effective against any of the others except for one, and that was turkey tail, turkey tail, and cancer. Okay, I need to write all this because I want to return. It's really interesting, yeah, how different mushrooms seems to be targeting, targeting, target,
targeting,
targeting, targeting different cancer types. You also produce some other mushroom extracts, don't you? Don't you? Yeah, well, that is why we have a six mushroom blend, which makes the top six that have ever been found and used in testing. So it includes turkey tail, reishi includes lion's mane, maybe it's another mushroom. Mane, okay, yeah, it is mushroom. The form of the mushroom is in all these mushroom here. Teams, layers, layers in the way is carcinogenic, carcinogenic, yeah. Lion's mane, which has did not show a lot of the effect versus cancer. Not show a lot of effect. Okay, he is mixing six mushroom blends. That is why we have of the top six have we ever found and used in tail, Aishi, lion's mane, which test didn't show a lot of effect. But it's interesting that they are using six blends of mushrooms, but has been shown in multiple tests to be beneficial for cognitive function and for helping fight against Alzheimer and dementia, and for improving nerve growth factor after traumatic brain injuries,
injuries,
injuries to the includes mistake, take, mistake which is a great blood condition and for overall immunity and cordyceps. What is cordyceps? Don't know what it is, but it is interesting. In multiple tests, beneficial for cognitive function. The reason it gives energy, I believe, because it's beneficial for cognitive function and for helping fight against Alzheimer, dementia, and for improving nerve growth factor after traumatic brain injuries. All this is interesting, which which also did have some benefits against cardiovascular conditions and had somewhat benefits versus lung cancer. Is just not as strong as turkey tail. So we we look, we look at that. No
look,
look. Yeah, I don't want to highlight it. So we look at that kind of us the Swiss Army knife extractions, Swiss Army knife extractions. It's 50% chaga, and then we add in all the others because, like, frankly, it's dangerous to fighting cancer. Okay, I want, which also did have some benefits against cardiovascular conditions and had somewhat benefits versus lung cancer. Just not as strong as turkey tail. So we look at the kind at that kind of as okay, say all this. We look at that kind of as the Swiss Army knife of extraction. Okay, it's a metaphor. A metaphor. It's 50% chaga, and then we add in all others because, like, frankly, it's the Avengers if you fighting cancer. If you want to throw the kitchen skin at, want to throw you want to throw the kitchen skin at, no, you want to get everything you can. We are not saying that what we create is going to do something, but it should can hurt. I'm cautious,
cautious,
cautious, and cautious promotes anything as a miracle cure. Because what I've found is very few things out there are miracle cures. But of all the people I've interviewed who've healed cancer against the odds, the common thread is that they overdosed in nutrition. Common thread is that they overdosed in nutrition. So they supply their blood with wide array of raw materials from nature. Okay, it is really interesting highlight. Interesting. From nature that their body could use to repair and regenerate, from the nature that body could use to repair and regenerate. And some of these compounds actually target cancer. We find these compounds in mushrooms and then in cruciferous vegetables and berries. Also, every herb species has some cancer activity. So, flooding your body, flooding,
flooding,
flooding, flooding,
flooding,
flooding, flooding your body with these nutrients is just a good thing, right? It is just a good thing. So that's what we encourage folks to do. Just stop eating a diet from mammoth, mammoth, mammoth food,
man-made,
man-made, diet of man-made foods, man-made, man-made. Okay, I understand. Man-made, man of man, man-made food, which is predominant in processed foods, fast food, junk food. A diet that's really high in meat and dairy. Break your bad habits like smoking, alcohol, that are health destroyer, right? The mindful that prescription drugs, and also promotes all kind of chronic diseases and cancer, can tell you right at the end of the commercial, folks. You pay attention, a lot of these risks of chronic disease are worse that whatever you are taking. You pay attention, a lot of risks of chronic diseases are worse than whatever you are taking the drug to treat. You know, understanding that all person can really take massive steps, massive action. Okay, I believe that this is all for now. We'll stop here. I will continue reading. I will continue reading this PDF on this video. This is all for now.